Yo,
Test, 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 test. Check, check. Hey, Quality, how's it going? And hey, Sample, and Minimac, and Jacko, and Numbers. Olympus. Oh, hello, hello. Offshore. Thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate it a lot. And uh, catching one of your streams. Time zone be killing me. Oh man, sorry. You know what it is? I've been streaming a lot later lately. Offshore, what's your time zone in? Oh, Quality, thank you for 3 months. Um, y'all making more stuff. Hey Skulls, hey Will, Olympus, good morning. Or you know what? I don't even know. Uh, hey Michael, Neutral 87, Arts and Crafts. Wait, hold on. What's my stream info? Oh, oops, I gotta change it. It's too late. How do I change it? What are we making? You know what? Making it up as we go. I don't know. Sorry. Clearly, guys, we haven't. All right, I don't know if it fixed it. I don't know if it fixed it. That was an accident, guys. Um, oh, hello from Denmark. Oh, thank you. I mean, hello. I mean, hi. Yes. Okay. Let's see. It's confusing looking at the stream notification and VODs because the title is almost always wrong. Guys, we never remember to set the title before we start, okay? Because we never know when we're gonna start. All right? We don't know any of these things. We just start. You look at the screen and then you're like, oh, boom, start. Do you have sub alerts now? No, I don't even know what that is. I think yeah, Nat tried to explain that to me. We ended up getting tired afterwards. We just called it a day. Um, ooh, Will, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Um, what's the plan for today? Okay. We don't have 70 emotes? We don't? What do we... Wait, I don't know. Is there ever a plan? No, there is a plan. Okay, what is the plan? Did you enjoy your first collab? Oh, yeah. It's interesting because yes, in some way, it felt like my first collab, but then it also felt very familiar because my first stream was with my sister. So it almost felt more familiar. Does that make sense? To collab? Um, First stream apart. Dude, Nat, her energy, she's got so much energy. Um, was not anyone able to type due to some verified, or is that, oh, I don't know. Nat has so much energy. It's like kind of amazing. Um, um, yeah, I feel she can just like, she has an ability to just talk without thinking in a really good way. She could just like nonstop, just like it's kind of unreal, actually. She's like kind of a pro at this. I thought you would dance with her, dude. There's no way I'm gonna be dancing. There's not happening. There's no way. Literally no way. Nate isn't making a D20, dude. We pretty much made a D20 last time. We pretty much made it. Um, do you know any dance moves? No. No. That period of my life never happened. When everyone was out there, like, I never really, like, when everyone was out there in that scene, whatever, rave scene, club scene, I was, like, with the art kids, kind of. Film kids. I was at the film kids. Film and art kids. Maybe a little bit of both. Um, so most of what we did was make stuff. It was mostly making things, you know? Yeah, when everyone was dancing, it was filming them dance. I was skating. Yeah, yeah, so I never really, like, was part of that scene. I mean, I had to admit, though, every once in a while, you see these, like, videos of these, like, crazy raves. I remember I don't even know what they're called, but they're in, like, Europe, and they look like there's, like, 100,000 people, and there's these, like, huge what I don't know what you call those things. Stage structures? Looks kinda cool. Like, it feels like you're in, like, the end of the Matrix in Zion, and the world's gonna end or something. I'm like, "Wow, that would be kinda cool." But then, like, yeah, just the thought of actually trying to get to yeah, I don't know. It looks cool visually. Um, yeah. Um, wants the world to end, and, that would be terrible, literally terrible. Um, um, you did you looked really tired by the end of the last stream, though, I can see your eyes are dying. Uh, dude, I get tired sometimes in my streams. It's funny you could say that. Sometimes I'm just like literally die. How did the photo shoots go this week? Oh, oh yeah, we did photo shoots. Dude, we worked a lot this week. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like sometimes you don't have that much work, and then all of a sudden you're like working a bunch. Um, and let's see, how did they go? Um, they all went super well. Um, um, you are somewhat adjacent to the dance community. I'm thinking Hot Cloud. Oh yeah, I know them. This is true. But maybe yeah, that's a whole nother topic. I did know a lot of the dance community. Um, um, the photo shoots. Oh yeah. So I don't think I can show you guys anything from it, but I'm trying to even think what shoots even happened. Um, we did a product for we did oh hey Kid7, hey Jess. We shop products. We shop products for a hair brand, and I was I wouldn't say I was. I'm trying to think. I What was going on at that shoot? It was a little confusing because there wasn't really like a clear director for that shoot. So here's what usually happens. Usually when a brand hires you to do a shoot, this is how it used to be. You'd have the brand, they would hire an agency, right? Then the agency, this is confusing. The agency, oh hey Neil, the agency hires a production company, right? And the production company hires the director, right? So let me just write this out. Um, okay, so you have brand, agency, production company, director, DP, director, cinematographer. Okay, now how to make this smaller? Why is it so big? Whatever. Why is it so big? Okay, so this is how it normally works, okay? Now, wait, guys. Don't forget, there's more. Okay, and under the cinematographer, you have the gaffer. Well, you have two different departments. You have the gaffer, and then you've got there's a bunch of different things. You have like assistant camera or camera op, right? Then you have best boy, right? And then you have grip department, grip, key grip, key grip, and camera op. Let's just call it camera op, best boy, key grip, okay? All right, so then the best boy, you got best boy, you got key grip. There's a best boy grip, I think. Who knows? I don't usually hire best boy grips. So I don't know what they want to call them. Anyone here is in film, you tell me. They called it best boy grip? All right, then you got the camera op. Okay. All right. Under the camera op, you have the first AC. One second, I think it's getting too big. Let me make these smaller. Um, what's a gaffer? What the? Oh, hey, Linz, welcome, welcome. Uh, gaffer equals whiting boy. Yes, exactly. Gaffer is whiting boy. Okay, um, that is correct. Um, um, okay, under the best boy, who do you have under the best boy? 1 second. You know what? Under the best boy, you have first electric, second best boy. No, is there such a thing? You have it just like first, second, and third electric. You know what? We need to call someone. Hold up. We need to find out the answers to this. Let me text someone. Let me text a pro. Who can we call? Hold up. We gotta find the answers to this. Okay. 7 p.m. Jason? Oh, please. Jason's not gonna have the answers. We hired Jason, okay? We hired Jason. Jason doesn't. Please. All right, all right, all right. And um, whatever. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. It'd be kind of fun to call someone. No, call Chat GPT. Yeah, 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 yeah. We'll do that later. Okay. Where were we going with this? Dude, guys, sorry, we spaced out. We got so spacey there. All right, here's the thing. Oh, we're telling the story about the shoots. Okay, sorry. Sorry, guys. Oh, wait, let's just finish up this track half real quick. Best boy grip. First, second electric. Third. You get it, right? Okay, then you have. You guys get right? Okay, then the grips are the same way, and then camera second, AC, and then you have your DIT. Uh, I guess you could call it DIT. Your DIT. Yeah, I would just call them DITs. Okay, there you go. That's the crew. Okay. Um, okay. So yes, the DIT, the digital digital image technician, digital intermediate technician. All right, guys. This is how it works. What does a grip do? The grip, okay. They move the heavy stuff, okay? You know what? That does it. We're calling somebody. That does it. Hold up. Okay, okay. Who can we call? Who can we call? Uh, um, I just texted. All right, I just texted a pro. We'll see. Okay, 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 okay. We asked a super pro, maybe two pro. Okay, okay. Hopefully they don't think we're weird. Okay, okay. Why do you need a special person to move heavy stuff? Guys, guys. You know what? They just that's what they do. That's what they do. You hire they know what they're doing. Pretty sure you weigh most of the people with an iPhone. Oh my goodness. Um, bro, I don't volunteer for St. John's Ambulance as emergency having to take had to take 2 courses on how to lift heavy things. All right, guys. All right, guys. We're gonna teach you guys how to lift heavy things. This is the stream, all right, guys? Lifting heavy things. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Offshore llama, give us some feedback here, okay? On how we're doing. Okay. So here's the thing about lifting heavy things, guys. All right. So the thing you got to know about lifting heavy things, I'm not going to lift something heavy. All right. I'm going to teach you guys how to lift something heavy. All right. First thing, don't lift. Step one, don't lift heavy things. Okay, guys. Step one. Um, okay. No. So here's what you got to do. Here we need some illustrations. Okay. Uh, let's see. Where is some illustrations? Okay. Um, what you got? The thing that's happening is you got those like vertebrae and the spine, right? Well, in between each one, there's some fluid, right? Oh, dude, do we have any doctors in the chat? All right. Where's Gil? We need a doctor here. Okay. Where's our okay, so okay. Anyways, you got these vertebrae, right? And there's these little fluid things around it, right? And they got this little band, right? And so in the vertebrae, what can kind of happen is if you put a lot of pressure like this, it can pinch the little band, right? This little fluid, right? And that's actually a lot of pressure. You think about like fulcrums and leverage and all that kind of stuff. You guys remember that things? You could actually pinch the band, all right? And then the band squishes and becomes unhappy, all right? It's like a disc, bulging disc, herniated disc. Really bad, guys. All right. So that's the thing we're trying to avoid when we talk about lifting heavy stuff. We're trying to avoid that thing, right? Okay. So why don't we just, and then if this ever happens and it's really bad, they'll actually fuse those vertebrae together. They have a lot of different techniques, but one of the techniques they'll do is fuse the vertebrae together, right? So what you have to think about is um, your spine, it's very dangerous to curve your spine sideways under heavy weight. Okay. So, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't move your spine. Like we should be moving our spine all the time, right? Under light weight, you should be stretching. Under very light weight, you should be moving your spine. Keep motion, right? But under heavy weight, you don't move your spine, right? Under heavy weight, you want to keep your spine completely surrounded by your muscles, right? So how do you not move your spine? You support it by your core, right? Um, yeah, you support your entire thing by your core. All right. Um, so when you lift heavy things, you have to like keep your entire body straight. Okay. Um, okay. Here, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. Okay. So, all right. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't want to do this on stream. We're gonna do lightweight. Okay. So, okay. I don't want to do this. Forget this. I am not lifting some heavy thing in front of you guys. Okay, guys. You get the idea, right? Okay. So think about the deadlift, right? All right. Um, all right. The deadlift, right? Okay. No, because you know why I'm not trying to lift in front of you guys? You guys are gonna critique me because I don't really know what I'm doing, all right? All right. What I'm trying to say You know what? I'm not gonna teach you guys because I don't actually know what I'm talking about. That's the problem. And I don't want you guys to get hurt. We're gonna talk to expert. That's the thing. All right. And if I explain this wrong, it's not gonna go well. All right. I'll just speak to what I can actually say. All right. Keep your core. When you lift heavy things, keep your core straight, supported. Okay. All right. We're gonna have the PT explain. All right. Um, you lift with your knees. According to my PT, it's you lift with your entire lower body chain as a single like spring, a single spring unit. Like so, it's kind of like it's like you keep your back straight, you keep your knees bent, but you also you lift like it's all a singular motion, and it's like your back, but your back should be straight. Anyways, look, I'm not gonna explain this because someone's gonna go and hurt themselves, okay? But I will admit, I did learn how to do it. Guys, you know what? That does it. Let me show you guys. You want to see something cool? I'll show you guys. Dude, well, check this out. Check this out. All right. How do I do this? Okay. I want to take this video and I want to put it into here. Dude, I could actually like lift something now. Can you believe it? Did this work? Um, okay. Did that do anything? Let's find out. Dude, check this out. Guys, guys, watch this. Watch this. There is no way. I don't even know how this was possible. Okay, guys. Oops, sorry, loud. Wait, it's really big. It's really big. All right, guys. My PT was filming this. Dude, I don't even understand how this is possible. Okay? Look at this, guys. Wait, it's gone. It's gone. Look at this, guys. This is crazy. That's how you're supposed to do things. Okay, obviously you got a box underneath it, okay? You know, can you believe I can actually lift that? That's me. That doesn't even make sense. Okay, see how the back is straight? Okay? AI is so good these days. Dude, that's me. Okay. Okay. So, okay. It's like a singular core thingy, right? Okay. Dude, this is too much. I don't know why I'm showing you guys this. I don't know how we got into this. Okay, guys. Um, what I'm trying to say is, yes. Oh, explosives. Yes. Okay. So it's actually not that heavy. But it is. You're supposed to be able to lift like what is? You're supposed to do like 1.5 times your body weight. Okay. No, this is not flexing. Um, well, actually, technically, it is flexing. It is actually literally flexing. Okay. Um, no, I actually have been learning a lot about movement, and I wish I could explain it better. Okay. I wish I could explain it better. Okay. But there is a whole thing going on about lifting and movement. It's like a real thing. Literally flexing your muscles. That's how you lift. Yes. Anyways, guys. Anyways. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, you know what? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. That does it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I was gonna explain the mechanism, okay? But then I got too self-conscious, okay? Because all right. Um, all right. So, if those are 45, like 360, dude, there is no way that is 360 pounds. This is barely, no, it's like, that is not. Um, Absolutely not. That is like one half that. Um, how did we get here? How did we get here? Hold up. Sushi Dragon. What did we do here? All right. Look, here's the thing, guys. We were talking about health. That's what we were talking about. And how to lift things. All right. That's how we were talking about it. All right. And I'm trying to remember how we even got here to begin with. What were we talking about? Oh, we were going over our diagram. Oh, our diagram, guys. All right. So film. All right. We're talking about film here. That's how we got here. What does the grip do? They lift heavy things. All right. And then we got, are you taking your daily vitamins? Yeah, we are. In fact, I need to take them right now. That does it. Good point. All right. Let's take them. Okay, guys. Good point. All right, so let's talk about our vitamins, okay? Okay. Alrighty. So, what are we taking? First thing we take is the crypt knows where the butt plug is. This is actually a real thing, guys. Sushi Dragon is not making this up. This is a real thing. I actually think, the sad part is, okay, so that term, it refers to a baby pin to junior pin adapter. Okay? No, that's what it's called. All right. Now the problem is I don't even know what else it's called. No, this is the official term, guys. No, it's actually the official term. This is the film term. All right, a lot of film terms are a little weird, guys. Okay, but I think they no longer call it that because the whole like making film sets more friendly. All right, but I don't actually know what they're actually called now. Um, does anyone know what they call it now? I mean, I guess you could, but think about it, guys. I guess you could call it a junior pin to baby pin adapter. What would you call it? You'd call it a male junior pin to baby male baby pin. Is that what you call it, guys? Here's what it is. It's a 5/8 inch rod, right? And then it becomes a inch and an eighth rod. It doesn't sound much better, guys. This is. Let me show you guys one. Let me show you guys one. Okay, we got two. Look at this. Okay, so this is um uh this is what a sushi dragon is referring to. Okay, this is the measurements here. This is what they call a junior pin, right? And this side is called a baby pin, right? And this is primarily the way you would attach lights onto things. So the O-ring, it just kind of like stops things from like bumping into this part. Okay, so a baby pin is for lighter weight rods, lightweight things. This is for heavyweight things. All right. They call it what? A baby pin adapter or the 750 spigot? There's no one on earth has ever called this thing a 750 spigot. There's no way. So, all right. Let me show you how it's used. That does it. You guys need to see this in real action, okay? All right. Let me teach you guys something. Let me teach you guys something. All right. Okay, so you have a stand here, right? All right, so this is a stand. Technically, the name of this stand is called a mambo combo, right? So it's got four of these guys, and you can kind of lift them up. Um, it's called a mambo combo. Um, it's also known as a 4-inch a mambo combo with a 4-inch grip head. Um, okay, so okay, so Sandy just made that up, guys. But look, what do we have here at the top, and what do we have here? Exactly. This fits right here. Ta-da! Okay, so now we have that. Okay. Oh, I have that at home, so that's what it's used for. OMG. Yes. So now what you can do is now we can put the light on here. Ta-da! One second, now we gotta plug it in. Can you even see it? Oh, Brian, thank you for the gifted sub. Oh, and thank you for gifting to Sushi Dragon. Um, okay, so what were we talking about? What are we even talking about? Uh, checking if my Prime was up too. You didn't have to wait. Um, oh, dude. Okay. So what were we talking about? Oh, all right, all right. Oh yeah. Oh, so here it is, guys. See this? Now you can put this little light on this big stand. All right. Perfect. Easy peasy. All right. So yes. So that's how that works. That is the baby pin to junior pin adapter. When you have the stand extended, isn't it a pain to adjust the lights over and over? Yeah, it is. We have techniques for that though. But yes. Um, yes. Oh, the vitamins. Sorry, my bad, my bad. All right, so the vitamins. Okay, so I take, okay, so my vitamin D level, most times I tested it was a 22. I've gotten 20, 22, right? So I need to get my vitamin D between 30 and like 70 or 80, right? Okay, so I take this. Let's see, transform, flip horizontally. I take this. This is a vitamin D supplement with K2. Hey, Destroyer. Okay. I take 10 drops of this. Okay, and watch this. All right, so at first, guys, I had no idea how to take this thing. This thing is in an MTC oil, right? It's vitamin D3 in MTC oil. And this one's not even a pill, it's just drops of oil. So at first, I was like, how do I take this? Do I put it on my food? Okay. And then when I found out, you just kind of like drop it into your mouth. Okay. So, I mean, I literally just do this. That's what I do. Okay. I did 6 drops. Okay. Okay. I should do 10. Does it taste bad? No, it doesn't taste like anything. So that's how I take this one, right? Um, um, all right. If you're getting enough from other sources, vitamin D supplementation, do I go into the sun? I do go in the sun, but for some, no, I go in the sun a lot, but for some reason, my vitamin D keeps testing very low. Okay, next one. All right. I take magnesium citramate. Citramate. Okay. You know what? I don't even remember why. Probably saw a Dr. Rhonda Patrick video on it or something. Um, okay. This one, we need some water. Okay. All right. Magnesium citramate. You know what? Is this a get ready with me? You know what? Now it is. Okay. Well, plus I forgot to take mine. Okay, so we take the magnesium citramate. Okay. Look it up, guys. Magnesium citramate. You should be taking some sort of magnesium. Don't ask me why. Trust me, it's worth it. Go look on YouTube. Okay. Okay. Helps regulates the body's calcium and blood sugar is vital for the body's production of protein. Easy. Sunscreen blocks vitamin D. Oh, I wear sunscreen. Oh, a lot. I've heard magnesium glycinate is better. Okay, so a lot of people take magnesium glycinate at night, and then they'll take citrate, cit- magnesium citrate, magnesium. There's a bunch of them. A lot of people like magnesium glycinate too. Yeah. Is it magnesium bad? No, 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 guys. Certain vitamins can have heavy metals in it. I don't think any of these ones do. Um, anyways, okay. Next thing I take. Okay, I take this. I take a fish oil, specifically a EPA fish oil. Um, so fish oil is primarily made up of DHA and EPA. You guys see that? EPA and DHA. Okay. Magnesium is literally a heavy metal. I know, but the ones that are bad for you, like lead. All right, guys. Never mind, guys. Look, did I say I understood what I'm doing here? No. All right. Going back to the DHA and EPA. Okay. You guys know what I mean. All right. Anyways, so I take a fish oil. I like ones that that have the DHA and EPA breakdown. All right. So DHA does something and EPA does something. Okay? You're learning like all of us. Yeah, there we go. Someone gets it. Okay. All right. I sure hope there's no vitamins with lead in them. All right, guys, let's go back to the fish oil. Okay, guys, the fish oil. This is the fish oil I take. Super EPA Pro. Okay. Now, why do I take this one? Because it has a very high amount of EPA. You know what? Something about like the blood-brain barrier. Look how much EPA it has. 1,300 milligrams of EPA. Guys, if you know your pills, that's a lot. Who here, does anyone here know pills, your vitamins? That's like an insane amount. If I eat salmon, do I still need fish oil? No, you do not. Um, no. Okay. Why am I taking this? You know what? I probably listened to Peter Attier. You know that guy? Probably read something he said, or Rhonda Patrick. Um, so I take 2 of these. Okay. No, Peter, not Peter Thiel, Peter Attier. Attier? Peter, it is not a registered. nutritionist. Absolutely not. I'm just telling you what I take, guys. Okay, next, what do I take? Okay, you know what? Sometimes I take this. Um, I don't even know what this is. Okay, this is like what do you call this thing? Turmeric extract? Okay, it's like inflammation. Yeah, it's for inflammation, guys. Someone explain it. What the heck is this? It's like an inflammation thing. You want to okay, here's the thing. At my age, the highest cause of death is cancer, I believe. Um, so are you sponsored by Thorne? No, I wish. The highest rate of death is cancer, right? So inflammation is important. All right. So the main things I'm trying to optimize for is cardiovascular health. I'm trying to optimize for metabolic and cardiovascular health. Um, get more info, dude. Okay. So the main thing I'm trying to uh, optimize is my cardiovascular health, my metabolic health, um, and my overall blood sugar. Okay. Um, and then cancer, right? Those are like the four-ish things, right? So, what is metabolic health, right? Like basically your body's ability to turn like energy and stuff into food and stuff into energy, right? Metabolism, right? So if you don't have like good metabolic health, for example, you would have like really high triglycerides, or you could have really high blood sugar, where like a lot of the stuff that goes into your body and it doesn't process correctly, and it just kind of floats in your system, right? So if it's in the form of sugars, it shows up in your A1C in the form of like blood sugar. You have high blood sugar. You have like, and then what it does is blood sugar is like glycate. Okay. So they attach, sugar is really sticky, right? So it attaches to proteins, it attaches to like all sorts of stuff. Okay. So you don't want sugar in your blood. So what does your body do to fight it? It produces insulin, right? But over time, you get insulin resistant. Okay. So we don't want that. Okay. Um, Other things could be like high triglycerides, right? High triglycerides means there's like a lot of fat floating in your blood, right? So why is there a lot of fat in your blood? Okay. Well, um, you're not processing things correctly, and your body is just you're not metabolizing it, so it's just dumping it in its excess. Okay. Um, so triglycerides are actually quite an important part. A lot of people talk about like cholesterol, right? And it's like, oh, it's super dangerous, right? Oh, really scary, right? Specifically, then you like, there's good cholesterol, there's bad cholesterol, right? So good cholesterol is like your HDL, right? And your bad cholesterol is like your LDL. Um, the That's not really a complete picture, right? Cholesterol is like first of all, your body needs cholesterol. Cholesterol, it's just like your body is moving cholesterol all the way around, all over the place. You need cholesterol. If you have high triglycerides, that's giving you insight into your metabolic health. Okay. So you should be really looking at your triglycerides when you get your metabolic panel. It's telling you like, are you processing your things correctly? Now, when it comes to like cholesterol, it can be bad over the long run, right? So let's like break it down. So the reason it's bad, here's what actually happens. Um, think of like think of a red blood cell, right? It's ginormous, right? And it's moving in your arteries, okay? And it's like pretty big, right? It's like okay, I think it's like about 5,000 nanometers, right? And LDL cholesterol is anywhere between like 18 and 30 nanometers. It's super tiny. Okay. So these little LDL cholesterols just kind of moving throughout your blood. But if they're really small, let's say they're like 18, 19, 20 nanometers, they kind of get stuck in the walls of your blood vessels. they kind of like get trapped in there. The bigger ones, you kind of like bounce off, right? And so the really small ones, they get stuck, okay? And then if they're stuck for a while, like nothing can get rid of it, right? But if you guys remember, we have these like macrophages, these like white blood cells that go around and they clean up things. So they find this LDL, right? It's stuck in the wall, right? And the macrophage eats it. It's like, oh, you're stuck. Can we get rid of it? So it eats the cholesterol, right? The small cholesterol, and then it goes to another one and another one and another one. And by the time it's eaten a couple hundred of these things, the macrophage is fat, and uh, it actually like dies. Like it just like it can't function anymore. Um, and the buildup of these really fat macrophages, that is what plaque is in your arteries. When they refer to plaque building up in your arteries, they're not actually referring to cholesterol building up. They're referring to the dead macrophages that got fat from eating the leftover cholesterol that got stuck. So, um, what are you guys saying right now? Microfeet? Did you learn this from watching Cells at Work anime? No, I have not seen that. Should I be watching that? Um, um, I learned this because I had high cholesterol, so I was like, dude, I need to figure this out. Um, anyways, you can get tests. It's pretty accurate and good. Oh, nice. All right, let me check it out sometime. Okay, how do we get here? Okay. Um, uh, I don't even know. Uh, chondrias. What does that even mean? Um, people who ask zero. Too bad. I don't even remember how we got here, guys. How did we get here? Here's what I'm trying to say. Oh, I cannot remember how we got here. We're talking about metabolic health. That's what we're talking about, guys. Talking about metabolic health. That's what we're talking about. Um, the the metabolic health. Yeah, yeah, that's what we're talking about. As far as I know, I came in and you were talking about. All right, fine. Yes, this is true. All right, we're talking about butt plugs, and now you're talking about vitamins. Okay, we got a little off track. Okay, all right, we got a little off track. We didn't even finish the vitamin stack. Okay, um, turmeric. So why do we take turmeric? Um, we take turmeric to reduce inflammation, right? Um, that's why we take turmeric. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay, there's another thing I sometimes take to reduce inflammation. It's this one. It's called broccoli seed extract. Basically, the cruciferous vegetables have this thing called surfellophane in it. Surfellophane. Okay, and what surfellophane does is it it kind of like tricks your body into reacting to inflammation, but it's like the plant form. And so you kind of build a bunch of inflammatory markers. It helps with those bunch of inflammatory thingies. And there's a bunch of pathways. It's called like the NRF2 pathway, something like that. It activates something called the NFR2 pathway. And those things are anti-inflammatory pathways that get triggered to reduce inflammation in your body. Um, and dude, you'll really enjoy cells at work. All right, guys. All right, cells at work. Let me check this out. Cells at work. Oh, dude, what is this? Okay, featuring the human. All right, all right. Let's take a look at this. Um, okay, so why is inflammation bad? This is the question I feel like I never really understood. All right, and I still don't know. So if someone has a good answer, please put the answer in it. Okay. Um, But here's what I think is going on. Here's what I think. Why do they always say inflammation's bad? Well, I'm gonna butcher this, but the way I picture it is when you have things. Okay, all right. So when does inflammation even happen? What is inflammation, right? Inflammation kind of happens. Man, I wish I even knew what inflammation is. Okay, here's what I think is going on. Here's what I think. Please, guys, correct me if I'm wrong here. Um, your body sees something foreign in your blood, okay, and it's something it doesn't like, right? And it's like, oh, what is that? Okay, and then it turns on your immune system. Okay, so um, it's like, ooh, there's something in there. You could have like leaky gut. You could have you could even have an injury. Like if you like got hit somewhere, like your blood vessels could break and then they're kind of like leaking, right? Um, you could have any sort of immune response will produce inflammation, right? And so from my understanding, one of the reasons it's useful is like your blood vessels uh, can become, how do you say this? Like things can move throughout your blood vessels. They can become like porous. That way, your white blood cells can move into the point of issue faster. Um, so, man, we need a doctor. We need to talk to a doctor. Okay, so then what happens is then the white blood cells can go to the infection or to the issue faster, right? So the blood vessels become porous, and that porousness also creates swelling, um, and a bunch of immune response things, right? And so like cytokines come out, right? The cytokines trigger cortisol, right? Cortisol triggers a bunch of stress responses in your body to prepare for like what's happening. Basically, it just turns on your whole immune system, which causes your whole body to go haywire because the state it needs to be to like respond to have an immune response is not an ideal state. It's a stressed out state. All right. Yeah, there's a difference between short term and chronic inflammation. Yeah. Like we want inflammation short term. That's a good thing. It's an immune response. You want to have like a short term inflammation. Chronic inflammation is bad. Chronic inflammation means that your body is constantly in a fight or flight, an immune response state. So it's an overdrive. And a lot of times, chronic inflammation, um, well, leads to a lot of things. It can lead to an autoimmune disease because if your immune system is online all the time, then eventually the immune systems they start like getting confused, and they can even attack your own body, right? They can attack your joints. They can attack certain things. So having your immune system on 24/7 is just not good for you. So you want to have a strong immune response, but you want to have it to be short. You don't want it to be chronic. Chronic inflammation is bad. Yeah, and they freak out and they just yeah. So, I think part of the problem with inflammation is when there is no target, neutrophils would just continuously go off, causing microscarring. I think neutrophils are the first responders. Is that right, guys? You guys remember this? Never let monkeys eat bananas. Neutrophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, never let monkeys. Acetophils, bananas. Basophils? Do you guys remember this? Never let monkeys eat bananas? No, this is the biology things. The neutrophils are the first responders. And cynophils. Basophils. Guys, there are some legit people here. Can you guys explain to me the inflammation thing? Guys, there are some legit people. Someone explain it. Chronic inflammation leads to brain fog. They cause damage. Can you ask Leslie? She studies biology. Oh, dude, she does not know these things, man. Trust me. Trust me. Um, no. Where is this? Someone said all the correct words here. All right. Tilted knows. There we go. We got a legit person here. All right, Tilted. Please explain to us the inflammation. All right. Leslie is at the bar for her birthday. Is she? Why would she go to a bar? That didn't even sound right. Um, um, okay, guys. The neutrophils are the ones that are the first responders into your immune systems. Oh, wow. We actually have someone that legitimately knows this. This is great. Um, Here's the thing, guys. You don't want your immune system on all the time. That's the main thing, right? So you don't want to have chronic inflammation. If you have chronic inflammation, your immune system is on all the time. Oh, and guys, you know there's a metric for this that you can actually measure? There's a blood measurement. It's called HSCRP, high sensitivity C-reactive protein. And you can get this measured, and it will tell you approximately like what's going on. So ideally, yeah, next time you get one of these things, get one of these little fancy tests. Um, HSCRP, it can give you it's a marker for inflammation. Um, can you get that with a CBC blood count? I don't think so. I think it's just a very specific test. Um, my HSCRP is zero point 0.2. Um, and my neutrophil count is 2,822. My basophil count is 59. My endocytophil count is 402. My lymphocyte count is 1,300. My monocyte count is 260. Did your expert text you back? Oh, let me check. Good reminder. No, they did not. They're probably working. They probably have like a legit job. Are you flexing again? I don't even know if that's good or bad. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you if that's good or bad. Just a thought. Maybe we shouldn't share our personal medical records. Nobody knows what it means, guys. Nobody knows what that means. That's the that's the amount of someone just got his labs done. Dude, I get my labs done a lot. I get my labs done multiple times a year. Um, that what I was reading was from earlier this year. Um, where were we? Legit job. It's Saturday. Oh, you're right. You know what? They're probably a lot of people with chronic inflammation, like arthritis, is not able to reduce totally. Yes. Um, he knows his numbers, what they mean. Okay, I do kind of know what they mean. All right, they're in range. Okay, and you generate. We're not gonna get too much into this, guys. Now we're getting too deep. Okay. All right. Oh, hey, Flip. Welcome. We've gotten too far. Let's go back to the big picture. Okay, that's why we take the Bakri seed extract. Okay, to reduce the inflammation. Surfelophane. Okay, guys. NRF2 pathway. Whatever. I'm gonna skip this one today. Okay. Here's another one I take. This I do not recommend for anyone. This is just for me. Um, this is berberine. Um, you know what? I take this. I take this because someone told me it's good for cholesterol. Don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but I can't explain it accurately on camera. Okay. Um, okay, so we got those. Um, and I take one more thing, which um, oh, sometimes I'll take collagen. You know why? I don't know why. Supposed to be good for you. Okay, then I take 2 more things. All right? Okay. Then I take good for joints, yes. I take psyllium husk, um, fiber generally is good for you. I think, most people would say it's good for you. Um, I think, like, one of the things that can happen is your low intestine likes to have fiber to eat. The gut bacteria in your lower intestine likes fiber. That's like their food source, okay? So if you don't give them food, they can actually start eating, like, your cell walls, or the intestinal walls. Um, anyways, so I take psyllium husk. It also, lowers your, cholesterol a little bit. So the way it lowers your cholesterol, it's actually kind of funny. Um, it it physically absorbs bile in your stomach, and then your body, it's a physical thing. Your body needs to pull cholesterol out of your blood to make more bile. So that's the mechanism in which, this stuff helps you lower cholesterol. Then the last thing I take is, creatine. Um, I take 10 grams of creatine or so. There's a bunch of studies on, creatine and brain health. They're relatively new, but I'm pretty fascinated by it. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what I take. I think that's everything. Um, that's the same amount of creatine I take. I take it for brain health as well. Yes. Um, yeah, I take it for brain health. Destroyer, we probably are watching similar people. I heard you can take like up to 25 grams of this stuff. I heard you can take like a lot of it, but I just take 10 because I'm being kind of chill, not trying to go too crazy with it. Do you follow Brian Johnson? I followed him like years ago. I haven't caught with him lately, but I liked what he did. Or I generally think what he does is pretty legit. Um, uh, Only thing I prefer if he didn't sell something. That'd be my only preference. I kind of get like this weird, yeah, bad vibes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do get some. I prefer like. Why did he have to sell some sort of vitamin mix? Like I kind of. I does that make sense? Like, I think I was, like, all for what he was doing until he started selling, like, a all-in-one daily vitamin mix. I don't know if you guys seen it. Yeah. Like, come on, if you wanna, like, give all this free information and you have more than enough money, then just give out the free information. Call it a day, you know? But then, like, he started selling things, and I was like, "Ah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew he was gonna sell something." Oh, whatever. I mean, maybe it's like a business, who knows? But it's like you can't like truly trust someone that's making money off something. So, you know, what are you gonna do? But I generally think he's producing more positive than negative. And generally, I like his approach. Um, don't trust doctors because they get paid. You know what? Hmm. All right. I see. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, fine. Logic is not working there. Okay. It's a bit icky when you can see it's all for the money. Yeah, yeah, there's just something. Come on, guys. I don't know if you guys followed his journey early on. He just had a blog, the Blueprint blog, and it was cool. It was like, it felt like super nerdy, and it felt like he was just like sharing his info, and it felt like pretty honest. And and then, like, he drops this whole thing and turns Blueprint into, like, one a day, buy my pack, come to my seminar. I don't know, he just, like, I don't I d ah, I don't know. I don't know, I wouldn't hate. I can't hate. I can't hate. Um, any I heard a quote, "Anyone with a microphone presenting facts usually has something to gain." Yeah, yeah. It felt informative, and then he sold a product. Yeah, it was so good early. 90s Ocean. Hey, how's it going? Um, yeah, he sold the product. But is there any question, guys? Is there any health influencer that you guys know of that does not feel like they have anything to gain? Okay, like Huberman, he's selling that AG1, right? Um, Peter Peter Attier, he's got his book, right? Dr. Mike, okay. Yeah, yeah. Dr. Mike, I don't follow him enough. I've seen a little bit of his stuff. Um, uh, um, what was the question? Oh, we were just talking about, is there any health influencer like that like you feel like you actually can trust? Like, is there any health influencer that you don't feel like has some sort of financial gain um, in all of it? Like it's tough. Um, I think at some point it's just like if you do it anyways, why not monetize it? Here's what I do. I'm sourcing this so you can get it from me. Yeah, no, I'm not like I can't like hate on like I get it. In fact like like that's like that whole what do you call it? That's that whole thing where you like try to make money off doing what you love. So I get that. Um my usual health for health influencers is to look up white papers on what they're saying to see if the research qualify. I know, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and it's so messy. It takes it takes time. Um, hybrid calisthenics, he seems cool. Um, it takes a lot of time. There's so many papers. I feel like I went down that route for a while and I kind of like my brain started hurting after like a few months of that. Um, yeah, the problem is I could find a white paper or study that could tell me what I wanted to hear for the most part, or this paper was too complicated for me to really understand. I don't know enough about the field, so I'm just kind of like a sheep, a little. Um, I see on the top left, planning on shooting commercial. Oh, I don't even know how we got there. It does take time. That's why I always default. If it works out, if if I work out and eat whole foods, I'll probably be fine. Honestly, that's not that bad. Yeah, I agree. I think generally speaking, here's what I think. Generally speaking, for your health, guys. I feel like I can confidently say this in front of everyone and be fairly confident. All right. Here's what you need to do for your health: sleep. All right. I spent a ton of time looking up everything: sleep, diet, exercise, and stress. All right. These four things. All right. I promise you, these four things always show up when you study health. No, don't be stressed. Sleep, diet, exercise, stress. No. Oh my goodness, guys. Guys, guys, guys. No stress, okay? All right. So, okay. These are the you want to talk about health? At the end of the day, we're talking about sleep, diet, exercise, and stress, okay? That's all we're talking about, all right? The problem about the food one is it's so specific to each person, okay? Here's what I do food-wise, okay? Generally speaking, what I do food wise is I generally try man, I'm gonna get in trouble saying all this because I really don't know what I'm talking about here. But generally, I try to eat healthier fats than bad fats, right? I'm trying to eat olive oil. I'm trying to have olive oil. I'm trying to have avocado oil. I'm trying to avoid saturated fats. I'm trying to avoid things like that. All right. Why? Because it raises your cholesterol, your cardiovascular health. It's bad for that, right? Generally, I'm trying to eat more protein, but the quality of protein does matter, right? Protein causes inflammation. It causes that IGF growth factor thing, right? So it produces can it helps your body grow, but in that growing process, you increase the risk of cancer. So different proteins create higher risk than others. That's generally why they say red meat. You should reduce the amount of red meat because red meat triggers this issue more, right? And so as it gets better, you get red meat, you get white meat like chicken, then you get fish, which is even better, and then you have like plant protein, which is even like better for you, right? So I generally, well, I just can't do the whole plant thing constantly. So that's more of a dream world. But I try to eat as much fish as I can. Okay. Um, oh, I love red meat. Me too. So good. Oh my goodness. Ribeye, flap. Um, oh, fish. You have to watch over heavy metals. Yes, it's true. Okay. So with heavy metals in fish, mercury is an issue, and it's kind of like it's kind of similar to that whole DDT stuff, where the higher up the food chain you go, the more issues the fish has. So, it's like you have a lot of little fish that have mercury, then they get eaten by bigger fish, and all of that mercury goes up, right? And it gets bigger and bigger. So, high apex predators like tuna have higher mercury. Um, so, just something you should be thinking about. You don't need to like not stress. You don't need to stress too much about it, but just can think about the apex of your predator. Um, yeah, basically eat the fish that are low in the food chain. Exactly. Sample's got it figured out. Um, plankton. Yes, we should eat. Dude, what in the heck does a plankton even taste like? How come we don't be? How come we're not eating plankton, guys? That's a missed out meal. Imagine you go to the food bar, and it's just a bowl of plankton. That'd be kind of cool. I would do it. You could be like a whale, and just like I would do it. I just don't know what plankton tastes like. Um, um, We don't eat plankton because we don't have those cool filtered teeth that whales have. Seaweed, I guess. Um, um, so yes, what were we saying? Sleep, diet, exercise, stress. Okay, for sleep, what I mainly do for sleep, I would just say sleep is a very personal thing. It's like there's a lot going on. It's like very psychological. So it's not so straightforward. Like it's like sometimes it's the story you tell yourself of like, do you actually genuinely believe sleep is good for you? A lot of people just genuinely don't believe sleep is. They genuinely believe they're wasting their time with sleep. Um, Sleeping well, and everyone does have slightly different sleep needs. So, um, one thing I do is I do track my sleep. Um, so I track my sleep every night with my watch. Um, I just want to know approximately how much I'm sleeping. Um, Man, I short version, if you wanna, like, take care of your sleep, try to go to sleep at the same time every day. You start helping build your circadian rhythm. Like, circadian rhythm triggers your cortisol cycle, well, for guys, I'm not sure for girls, the situation, but, um, meditation, that would be great. Yeah, meditation is a huge one, except for I haven't been doing it much. Um Try to go to sleep around the same time. Try to have some sort of routine before you go to sleep. Approximately like 45 minutes before you go to sleep, just come up with a winding down routine, you know. And it could start with 45 minutes before you go to bed. So let's say you go to bed at 12. 11:15, just brush your teeth. All right. Do something. Um, quality, I'm trying to, Nate, but you stream so late. Oh my goodness. What happened to our early streams? What's your time zone again? Oh my goodness. Go to sleep. Um, um, what were we talking about? Central. Okay. 11:30. No, no, you should be sleeping. All right. So let's say you go to bed at 12, guys. Right? Then what you should do, create a routine. Okay? 11:15, brush your teeth, go through your little winding down routine, um, and try to sleep around the same time every day. It's like really pretty important. You can do other things for your sleep routine. Blue light. Try to avoid. Oh, there's a mosquito. It's gone. Yeah, try to avoid blue light at night. You could do things like help your circadian rhythm by like exposing yourself to sunlight in the morning. Um, any thoughts and concerns of healthier teeth? You know what? I've heard a lot about this. I think it's a really interesting topic. And I feel like there are people that study this and there's like a whole bunch to it. How do you take care of your teeth? Pretty straightforward. I use a Sonicare toothbrush. Um, and I use some sort of oral rinse for your gums. It's got like an orange cap on it. Forgot what it's called. It's blue with an orange cap on it. Um, um, Sometimes I forget. I don't floss every night, but that's bad. I just forget or I get lazy. Um, Water floss. I used water floss for a little bit. I had one of those, and then I random. You know what? I heard it's okay. It didn't work that well for me. Um, um, yeah, there's a whole bunch of things about. Yes, and I've also heard the mouthwash disrupts microbiome too. I've heard both. You know, that one's confusing. Um, I've heard mix on that one. Generally, I heard yeah, I have alcohol. Mine is the blue and orange one. What the heck's one? I don't use Listerine. I use something else. Um, Sleep, guys. Sleep is pretty important. Um, have you guys ever heard about like that study where the highest deaths is daylight savings? Um, because like the highest amount of heart attacks or the highest amount of whatever. Have you guys heard about that thing? Um, Sleep, man, it's like a big deal. Like the daylight savings is the day that has like the highest amount of discrepancy in deaths. Someone, anyways, it's people lose sleep. Okay, sleep's like huge. Okay, we're talking about health, guys, and okay, I did go into a pretty deep dive about health, right? And I went into a super deep dive. I studied for like months, and I got super confused because there's tons of papers. This is before ChatGPT, so I had to like actually read these papers and everything. And I did ultimately really just find that the four things that I came out with is sleep, diet, exercise, stress. Okay. Um, Before ChatGPT. Guys, I had to research this the difficult way, guys. All right. Sleep, diet, exercise, stress. So we're talking about diet. We're talking about sleep. Diet's the most confusing. All right. Um, you know, generally, generally speaking, probably should be eating more proteins. The quality of protein does matter. Eat healthier oils. Don't just eat anything. Olive oil, really good for you. Saturated fat, animal fat, really bad for you. Stuff like that. Um, uh, kind of reduce carbs if you can, but if you do, complex carbs. So basically reduce sugar, try to reduce your glycemic index, basically. You don't want to overstress your insulin response because it's not always going to work. Um, okay, the third one, exercise. Um, okay, so what the heck does exercise do? Well, first of all, um, you lose a lot of muscle mass as you get older. You lose mobility, right? You need to build it when you're younger, but you don't have to, guys, don't worry. You can build it anytime. Like, just build it at one point. You want to build your muscle mass, right? Um, for for girls, bone density, that's an issue. You need to build up your bone density. Falling as an adult is a huge factor. It's a big issue. Your stability, you will fall when you get older. You need your bone density to be higher. Okay. Um, the best way to build your bone density is, unfortunately, the only way. How do you build without? Okay, the best way to build bone density is, unfortunately, the best way to do it is heavy weights. I'm not kidding, guys. Heavy weights is the best way to build bone density. The actual pressure, the pull and pressure on your tendons triggers your body to build up bone density. Heavy weights. Unfortunately, it's like not the answer you want to hear, but it's like the answer is heavy weights. Um, lifting heavy or no, you gotta lift heavy weights. All right, but you said don't lift heavy weights. Estrogen. Um, yes. Okay. Yes. Um, it is. Oh man, did you guys hear about the whole like estrogen therapy for menopause? Man, a whole bunch of things happen when women get older that is like really confusing. And I kind of like researched the topic a little, but oh my goodness, it is confusing. Um, so I kind of gave up on that. Um, oh yeah, D3 and K2 helps calcium goes to the bones. This is true, guys. And what do we have right here, guys? That's right. I forgot to mention, guys, that's half of why I do this too. Flip horizontally. Vitamin D plus K2. Um, anyways, yes, D3, K2 helps calcium go to the bones. You need absorption. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong here. Is there a little bit of risk with calcium and kidney stones? Um, I think if there is, just make sure you're taking D3 and K2 when you take calcium. Um, I vaguely remember there's some sort of risk with calcium and that. Um, basically, calcium doesn't absorb well in pill form, from my understanding. Is that how it works? I don't know. Someone that knows better should answer that. Um, I take estrogen therapy. Yes, that's why I know variation of bone density. Um, okay, we're talking about exercise, guys. Um, exercise, you got to build up your bone density. You got to build up your muscle mass. Here's the other thing. Exercise, when you exercise, you build more mitochondria, right? You need these mitochondria, okay? The mitochondria are important, all right? Um, and when you exercise, your body produces more mitochondria. Yes, the powerhouse, exactly. Um, and trust me, guys, you want more mitochondria. You want more mitochondria. So um, please, guys, if you exercise, you will get more mitochondria. That's what will happen. Um, I think is the mechanism. AMPK? Is that what the mechanism is called? AMPK activation? Does anyone know? Um, Anyways, exercise produces you physically have ATP? No, AMPK. What the heck is AMPK? AMPK activator. AMPK activators are compounds or activities that trigger the AMP activated protein kinase pathway, which acts as cellular energy sensor and master of metabolic regulators. Key activators include exercise, caloric restriction, and compounds like berberine, metformin, ALA. Ooh, yes, that is why another reason I take berberine. It is an AMPK activator. Um, Anyways, you got to exercise, guys. So I don't know how we got into this. Now we're just talking about health. Okay, so what do you need to do for exercise? Okay, unfortunately, you can't just do walking is not enough. Unfortunately, you have to do I would say there are kind of different kinds of exercise. There's zone two cardio, right? You need to do some of this. All right, okay. You need to do zone two. Okay, walking's fine, but you got to be in zone two. So walk uphill. Okay, walk uphill. Do something. Get in zone two. Each person's going to be different for zone two. Um, but in a dream world, you want a couple hours of zone two each week. Am I getting it? Probably not. Um, Walking is the best low impact cardio. Well, if it's actually getting you to cardio though, because if you're walking and your BPM is 100, you're not really doing that much. You know, I'm pretty sure I can get to zone two by walking. OMG. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe for some of you guys, walking will get you to zone two. But until you're in zone two, you're not really doing that much. Um, so, uh, someone remind you to take your vitamins. Then you're demonstrating the products you use. Not, and now we're in sleep. Oh, okay, okay, that's how it. Yes, I remember now. Um, Guys, okay, so you need to do cardio. All right, you gotta do cardio. All right. Now, you need to exercise your heart. Okay. The best way to exercise your heart, unfortunately, is probably HIIT, high intensity. All right. Zone five. You need to do some zone five. I don't know what age you guys are, but I'm not talking about like 130 BPM. Like you guys need to be like at 185 BPM, like really fast for like a very short period of time, like 30 seconds, under a minute. Yeah, running will get you there really fast. Guys, no borderline heart attack. I mean, ramp yourself in. Don't just start at one. Don't just go there, okay? Ease into it a little. All right. No, but I mean, I am kind of serious, guys. I mean, I only say this because I kind of thought walking 10,000 steps a day was enough. But I was not doing any zone 5 training. I wasn't doing any zone 2 training. And I wasn't, so there's things. You need cardio, you need high intensity for very short periods of time, and you need to lift heavy. All right. Now, there's two types of lifting heavy in my mind. Okay. Um, yes, thank you, Michael. I'm not a professional healthcare advisor, but I can speak to my own health. All right. And I feel confident in enough that I can confidently say that sleep, diet, exercise, and stress are pretty consistent observations I've noticed. Um, um, Speed walking like you're trying to save your children. Sure, sure. Uh, okay, so the reason you need to lift heavy, by the way, yeah, um, once again, guys, this is like you said, this is going to be different for each person. If you have like a heart condition, don't do this. Okay. And you know what? There is something a little scary. it is possible. I don't mean to scare you guys, but it is possible that you don't know you have a heart condition. So I don't want to discourage people from like training and like um doing this stuff, but there are definitely scenarios in which, you'll hear people, they'll run a marathon without realizing they have a heart issue, and they don't really find out until they run a marathon. Uh, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, bro? This stream is just scaring people." Ah, I know, that's why I didn't really wanna say it. I I this is a very small percentage of people. Um, yes, health is scary in general. I guess that's, like, the bigger thing. You're right, that's such a good point. Like, health people just you just don't wanna talk about your health. Um, I came here for the good vibes, now I'm worried about my heart condition. Alright, look, but it's important. Look, you're right. You're right, guys. It's a lot. Maybe I'm saying too much. Maybe we're too much here. Okay, this is a good point. Let's go back to the we didn't even finish this thing. All right, let me just finish taking my vitamins. No, I really don't want to scare anyone from any of this. Um, how do you? But that's it. Okay, how do you balance between being scared for health and not being stressed? I think the main issue is the ideas of health is it's like it's like government mail. It's so we don't like it. We don't wanna think about it. We don't wanna deal with it. We don't Okay, the reason I say it's like government mail is you're always kind of behind on it. And in your mind, you're like, "You one day I'm gonna get ahead of it. One day I'm gonna be ahead of it." But you're always feeling like you're behind it. You're always getting like, um, and I guess if you I would say if you have the ability to get ahead of your health instead of being behind in your health. Okay, mostly because the healthcare system is so messed. Okay, this is a great point. What I would say, um, one of the tricky things, this is my personal journey, my personal experience, is sometimes the healthcare system is so confusing and frustrating that you just sit there and you wait. You wait for something. Wait for approval, wait for a test, wait for to see your doctor in 6 months. Yes, we need to be proactive instead of reactive. Yeah. What you need to do is you need to, in my opinion, you have to not wait on the healthcare. You have to not you can't just sit there and be like waiting. You have to actively you have to if you sit there, it's going to be too frustrating of a system and it will discourage you. And you're not going to want to do anything. And the healthcare doesn't care about you. I mean, they do, but they don't. Like you care about you. So you have to care about yourself. Um, and it's so easy to just be like, to turn off your brain and just like do whatever your doctor says or to just wait around. Um, and you got to be active in it. And it could be as simple. Yeah, seeing my general practitioner alone is months out is quite frustrating. Yeah. If I could suggest anything, you can work on sleep, diet, exercise, and stress all without seeing a doctor. You can do all of those things without spending money. You can do all of those things, well, spending, something. And so, yes, you should probably get a blood test. Yes, you should probably look up those numbers and do things about that. But you can at least start on sleep, diet, exercise, and stress. And it doesn't have to be huge changes. Um, it could be as simple as trying to get better sleep. It could be as simple as try to go to bed approximately within the same half an hour window each night. Now, that also isn't possible for everyone, but that's like something you could do. Um, exercise, not everyone has time for that. That's fair. Um, and there is risk of injury. I love watching this at 11:52. Definitely should go to bed. You know what? You absolutely should. 100%. Please go to bed. Um, I don't know, guys. I, like, part of me is like, I am, I do really care about these things. It's so weird. The healthcare system is so focused on covering if things go wrong, but won't cover things that prevent from things going wrong, even if it costs significantly less. This is the trickiest part about healthcare. It is designed to turn on when something has happened, you know? And yeah, Sample is completely right. You kind of have to like get ahead of it. Okay, can I give you guys some cheater hack ways to do it? All right, if you're lazy, if you don't if okay, so here's another thing. Um, exercise does not have to be weightlifting. Don't let yes, exercise can be anything. Sorry, I didn't mean to like scare you guys off with the whole hit cardio and lift heavy. Please, all you don't gotta do that. All right, you don't gotta do that. Oh, sorry, the lazy thing. Okay, guys, if okay, here's the thing. If you want to be lazy about all of this, um, okay, the laziest form, in my opinion, is collect some data. All right, that's the laziest form. Just collect some data. All right, and then look at if you're like, I don't want to do anything. All right, don't do anything. Just collect some data. Okay. All right. There's some key data things you should do. All right. You should get a blood test. All right. And that can tell you specifically what you can work on. Okay. And you can collect data. Get some sort of tracker if you can, an Apple Watch, a Whoop, a Fitbit, something. Just look at your health data, look at your sleep data. Okay. Collect data. That's not lazy, that's work. No, it's not hard. Okay. Just collect some data. On top of this, all right, if you collect data, okay, here's what you do. Get your blood test, collect some biometric data, then just send that data after the blood test, get a comprehensive data and get a watch or something. Then send all that data to ChatGPT and or a doctor and come up with a game plan based on that. All right. You don't have to like do everything. Probably a doctor, guys. The ChatGPT is a little confused, but it can give you some advice. All right. Um, just collect some data. You ask me at ChatGPT. All right, look, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. Let me give you an example. If you take your blood test and you have all your blood results, you could get advice from ChatGPT on how to cook healthier meals, and it could do it based on your blood data. And you know what? It's not going to be the best, but it'll give you. Look, we're talking about the lazy thing here, guys. We're talking about lazy. Okay. Um, I don't this is if we're talking about hard effort, then no, that's not like this is lazy. We're talking about lazy, okay? I'm trying to encourage people that want to do the lazy version. The lazy version is take some tests, send it to ChatGPT, all right? For those who like don't want to do any work, okay? Okay, creatine, 10 grams. You underestimate my laziness. I have an Apple Watch and I don't even wear it. OMG. Well, all right. All right, then we do the psyllium husk. Okay. Um, then you put water in this thing. Okay, this is sparkling water. 1 second. Okay. What the? Did you put 10 grams of creatine? Guys, I just put 10 grams of creatine in a 5-ounce glass of water. Wow, that is very observant. But this brand, it's actually like very powdery. So it's not too bad. The Thorn one. Um, it's like way less sandy than the other ones. Oh, hey, NATO. Um, okay. Oh, thank you for the 4 months. Um, everything he has is Thorn. All right, look, guys. No, not everything I have is Thorn. Look, you don't need to buy things from Thorn, okay? I'm just fancy, okay, guys? You don't need to do it, okay? Did you shoot a commercial for them? How do you pick a supplement brand? Um, you know what? I used to just go off the best rated one on Amazon. That's how I picked it. But or I'd go to buy it at Costco. That would be how I used to do it. I would say most um no okay. Look, you get a discount if you buy enough Thorn products together, okay? Just yeah, don't worry about the brand, guys. Unless if you okay, the Costco creatine is sandy. All right, this okay. If sandy's an issue, I actually legit think you guys should try this Thor creatine. It's the least sandy one I've tried. Okay, it's actually pretty good. Okay, it's like legit, pretty good quality of life improvement. Creatine from Thorn. Okay, all right. Look, another thing you guys should try is do you have a referral code? Oh my god! Wait, hold up. Let me check. Hold up, guys. Is there such a thing? Wait a second. There's no way. Is there really a thing? Wait a second. A second. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Absolutely not. Um, um, you should have one. No, guys, we are not doing that. We are not doing that. Buy whatever one that you want. Okay, guys. Buy whatever one you want. Um, um, and you know what? You don't even need most of these things. What was it? Who was it saying? Was it Destroyer? No. Who was it? Was it Destroyer? Was it? If you want to just eat whole foods, exercise, sleep well, reduce your stress, that's like most of it. All right, guys? If it's all too scary, don't worry about these things. Destroyer. You know? It's like super true. You know, what does it mean? Like don't look, talking about health is really tricky because every one of you guys are going to be such a different place. Now it's advertising Whole Foods. Uh, Whole Food guys. All right. Um, one of the issues with processed foods. Okay, look, I love processed foods. But there can be it's okay, here's what can happen. When things get processed too much, okay, let's say you take a bunch of grain, right? Like sesame seeds, right? And you pull out all the sesame seeds, right? Then you take all the seeds, then you press those out and you get the oils from that, right? All right. So you have these seed oils. You don't normally eat that much seed oil in your life. It's just not a normal thing. So the potential to have an imbalance of oil is higher. So, for example, certain seed oils can have a very high omega 6 to omega 3 ratio. And it's not that omega 6 is bad for you, but the ratios are all skewed. So, certain processed foods can have you're processing and refining it down so much that you can end up with these weird imbalances of things you're not supposed to have in that much quantity. So that's why they just generally say whole foods is likely better because the potential for that crazy imbalance of trans fat or omega 6 or something of that sort is less. You're just likely to have more balance. Um, so imagine, uh, oh man, I even saw competing evidence about the omega 3 6 balance being important. Are they saying, okay, so the last I heard it was like 2 to 1 or 1 to 2. But now we're saying now that there's evidence against that. Dude, that's the problem. That's the problem with white papers. There's always a new paper coming out that says something new. There's always a new paper. Um, okay. Why just processed foods be the worst? Whole food sounds better. Why just that be true? You know what? No, it's there, you know what? Like olive oil is okay. You know what? It's not always true. Like this is the most processed food possible. All right? This is powdered food. This all of these vitamins are super processed foods. Okay? So you're right. Processed foods isn't necessarily bad. It's just that like things aren't necessarily bad for you, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, from a biochemistry, seed oils aren't generally an issue. Some seed oils are better, some are worse because they all have different ratios of fat types. Yeah. It's it's like there isn't necessarily anything, how do I say this? You can have too much or too little of something, basically. And that's when it's bad for you. Okay? Like you need omega 6, you need omega 3, you need protein, right? You need dietary fiber, you need healthy oils, right? But you don't need 100% of your calories to come from oil. You don't need 100% of your calories to come from sugar. Like like so there are healthy levels of each one. And when you're in an unhealthy level of something, that's when it's bad for you. It's pretty straightforward. So like fish oil can be bad for you if you have too much. It all can be bad for you. Um, yeah, if you just eat steaks and nothing else, yeah, that's not going to be good for you. Um, um, I don't need to, but I like cookies more than veggies. So all sugar diet sounds okay to me. You know, I like cookies more than veggies too. Um, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I like cookies too. I heard the other day that studies on wisdom teeth might have a substantial aspect on people's health and should be essential. So if they're removed, they should be removed. So they should be removed if they aren't impacted. Are you saying they shouldn't be removed or they should be? It's kind of crazy. There's a bunch of, like, interesting things about, like, oral health and, like, health. Um, all cookie diet helps lower stress, which is more important to health. You know what? If this cookie is that important to you, and your A1C is not too high, you know? I don't know. But if your A1C is like a 6, 6.5, a little higher than that, I don't know about the cookie diet, though. I don't know about that. Get your blood checked. Does anyone question, guys, does anyone know about I've never actually tried too much of the alternative sugars. Does anyone know, is there any alternative sugar that actually tastes good and is actually not bad for you? I've never even tried cooking with it. Okay, so for example, I've tried monk fruit sugar, and it's not too bad. It's okay. Sometimes, does anyone know any sugar? But I will admit, it doesn't really taste like sugar. It tastes like something else. I just want to see long enough to see my domesticated raccoon dog. What the? They all taste off to me. Yeah. I've never really found one that I like. Allulose. Isn't allulose the binder for allulose is the binder they use in monk fruit sugar, is that right? No, or is it allulose a whole sugar in itself? Everyone is trying to look for alternative sugars, but here I am not having a sweet tooth at all and just prefer things that taste less sweet to begin with. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm the same. Um, Tagalose is also used in monk fruit to make it taste more normal. Oh, okay. I use allulose for my zero sugar ice cream. It's pretty good. Ooh, alternative sugars. We could do alternative sugar cooking days. Um, it's it's a whole sugar in itself. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I actually don't know what allulose. I don't know what that is at all. I gotta try that. Is it worth trying? Learning to cook with it is hard. Anything with ose is a sugar. Probably. Sucrose, glucose, fructose, allulose, tagalose. Is that true, actually? Is that legit? Um, okay, guys, why don't we want to eat sugar? Or why do we not want to eat too much sugar? Okay, well, so the reason sugar is bad for you is um, sugar does something called glycation. Okay. So it basically kind of sticks to things. So you could have like a little floating thing, right? Like a little protein. And then the sugar just sticks to it. Like a red blood cell, for example, right? It's just floating around, being all happy. And then floating in your blood is a bunch of sugar, right? And your insulin normally takes care of this. But for some reason, your insulin response is weakening over time because you have too much sugar in your blood. So your blood cell, the the sugar attaches to the red blood cell and it becomes glycated. And that's not good. Okay? It's different, right? And so they measure this in the form of A1C, hemoglobin A1C, which I don't know what that stands for, but it's a measurement of what percentage of your blood is glycated. So, for example, if 5.2% of your blood is glycated, then your A1C would be a 5.2. That's approximately. My all cookie diet A1C is at 103. Should I be concerned? Yeah, you're going to die. There is no way. Um, hopefully you mean your blood sugar is at 103 and not your A1C. A1C should not be Ideally, you want your A1C to be below 5.7. Um, could the film terms be replaced? Oh, yes. Let's do it. One moment. OMG, where is this? Discord. Why is it taking so long to turn on Discord? Okay. Then I go here. Then I go into, oh, then I just go into the stream room. Yes. Okay, now I'm in the stream room. Now what do I do again? Ah, that thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, 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 this is good. This is good. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Dude. What the? That's that's not quite right. 1 second. Wrong one. Okay, test, test, test. Get rid of this nonsense. Wow, look at that. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, look at how cool it is. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry, sorry. Um, question. All right. Question. Do you guys like talking about health? Is this like not everyone wants to hear about health? For example, this topic can be stressful for some people. And not only that, it can be overwhelming. And I think um possibly the way I talk about it could be overwhelming. And also, I'm just working on my thoughts, guys. Like I'm I'm not an expert in any way, but I do think about health a lot. I don't know. I would love to talk about this topic more. Um, I don't think I talk about it a lot. Um, um, yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, it's gonna be the same 4 topics over and again: sleep, diet, exercise, and stress reduction. Um, that's what it's gonna be, guys. Um, but there are nuances to it, and I like I mean, I'm kind of joking around, but I'm like genuinely like care a lot about like how do you approach those 4 things? Like there are like okay, real talk, guys. I We talk about like creativity, we talk about like connection, we talk about like these are like we talk about meditation, we talk about the mind. These are all really important, but health is also like a significant part of all this. Like the ability to move when you're older, the ability to feel connected to your body, to have a relationship with these things as part of a practice that you can feel ahead of rather than behind on, to feel that you are in control rather than waiting. I think is like something that is really valuable. And I think it's like I think if we don't talk about these things or if we ignore them, they will eat at you a little, a small amount. You'll sit there and you'll kind of like I think like here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like part of like we don't really talk about this topic that much, but discipline is a pretty important topic in general. Like we talk about getting to our goals, we talk about like being creative, we talk about making stuff, right? But so much of it is, like, based on, the actual practice of getting there, you know? Like, the actual work into doing there. And that requires, like, discipline. That requires, like, understanding your values, that it's like, I just wanna share with you, uh, um, I don't know. I wanna talk about this stuff because if we ignore it, like, it's just all part of this bigger conversation about how do we, like, get more disciplined about our life to get towards the things that we want. And I think health is universally something we will value at one point in our life. I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about it a ton, but I do like the topic. Yeah. If you ignore health, it's easier for you to fall into the background, then ultimately have a worse quality of life. I think when half of the chat is in their 30s, it's good to talk about it. He's calling he's calling all of you that are staying up to watch the stream out for not being disciplined about sleep hygiene. No, you know what? If you as long as you're going to sleep around the same time, without health, you can't participate in all the things in full capacity. Um, so some things I would like to do is I do have like some legitimate doctor friends, you know. Like I could talk to them. Like I know some things, but obviously I don't know actually what I'm talking about. It is really funny to talk to people that legitimately know, and they can kind of like sift through the hype through and actually like do you know what I mean? Like you listen to these health influencers and everything, and you sit there and you're convinced that the most important thing for your health is to stare into the sun at 7 in the morning, you know? Like like, it can confuse you. It can confuse you. And, sometimes talking to someone that actually does it professionally, they're much more grounded, um, and they have a way better sense of what's going on. Is this how we're getting to healthcare? Maybe. Can you find a doctor that recommends me eating bacon? It'll make me feel better. Keto diet basically lets you do that. Man, I would love to talk to a nutritionist. Keto is very interesting. Um, Keto is very interesting. Uh, nutritionist, dietitian. Is that what they're called? Dietitian? I man, keto is a complex topic. That's a really complex topic. I feel like it's one of the most controversial, like, nutrition is unprotected term. Ooh, that's good to know. It's like a therapist versus a coach, life coach. Yes. You know, when you're a therapist, you actually have to take ethics and you actually have to follow, like, there's a set of ethical things you have to follow. Like, you have to get your hours, you have to train for 3,000 hours. Um, uh, it's an actual thing. Like, being a coach is so different. Um, there is like, yeah, there's a whole lot. Um, no, I get it. Like, protecting certain terminologies is pretty key. Um, especially there's so much noise out there. I mean, I guess I'm adding to the noise right now. It's also licensed per state. Yeah, oh, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. You want to see my healthy cracker, guys? Look at this healthy cracker. It does not taste good. It tastes like exactly how it looks like, guys. This has got to be one of the most untasty crackers possible. But it does have protein and dietary fiber. This is miserable. All fiber cracker. It, but you know, it's an experience that I had. Okay, you know, when you're okay, so in like college and post college, right after college, I had like no money, and so part of being able to eat like really fun and delicious foods was simply just being able to afford it, right? And so like that was like the excitement. Like you could go to a nice restaurant or you could go somewhere. Um, but now tree bark. Yes. But now I'm at a point in my life where I could, generally speaking, eat most of the things that I want. And now it's like a health-based thing. So now, like, for example, if I want to eat ice cream or something really tasty, like pork belly, like it's not that I can't afford it, it's that I have to afford it in my health. I am only allowed to have somewhere between 15 to 20 grams of saturated fat per day. You know how much saturated fat pork belly has? A lot. Think about it. Let's say you eat 100 grams of pork belly. Some of these pork bellies is like 50% saturated fat. That's 50 grams of saturated fat, guys. You're supposed to eat less than 20 grams of saturated fat a day. And you could easily eat more than 100 grams of pork belly. That's only two, that's only, that's less than a fifth of a pound. Yeah, like most people are eating 8 ounces of pork belly, and that is 270 grams. Okay, guys, that's a lot. So you could, in theory, let's say you ate 270 grams of pork belly. Let's just call it 300 grams of pork belly, right? And 50% of it was saturated fat. That's 150 grams of saturated fat. That's 10 times your daily dose of saturated fat. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. All right, now we're getting depressing. All right, we're done. We're done. You're right. That's it. That's it. We're done. No more. We hit our limit. No, 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 no. All right, guys. That is actually depressing. I had never done the math on that. Oh man, now I'm never gonna eat pork belly again. Oh, so sad. It's so good. Okay, there's some hope for us, guys. Jacko says, I'm seeing 80-year-olds in Singapore eating roasted pork belly and beer at 9 a.m. You know what? Go and live your life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Go and live your life. Um, no, okay. I'm not like I'm sure Brian Johnson's enjoying his process, but I don't know. I feel like he spends so much of his time on his health. It's so optimized. Like, I feel like so much of life is, like I said before, really obsessing about all of this maybe gets you 1 or 2 years on your lifespan. This is fair, especially at the very end. Um, unless you're talking about cardiovascular risk, then that could be a significant difference. Or cardiovascular cancer, diabetes, dementia. Uh, you know, if you get one of those, you kind of have to know your own risk factor for those. But you're right. Let's say assuming you don't have any of those main issues, you can only push things so far. Um, um, Eat some pork belly on the tree bark crackers. All right, guys, I'm gonna eat another one of these tree bark crackers. This is two tree bark crackers. This is a treat that I get today, guys. It tastes like prison food. What does it taste like? Not that I know what prison food tastes like. Wait, anyone here been to prison? I want to interview someone that's been in prison. Wouldn't that be fun? Um, okay. I feel like a healthy food in America is so expensive. Oh, that's so true. Eating healthier in Asia, it's like I feel like easier. Eating healthy in America, why is it? Nate Fugor, he hasn't been in prison, but what about jail? I've never gotten in trouble really. I got a speeding ticket once. That's it. I literally think that's the only thing that's ever happened. We prioritize cheap food over healthy food. Um, you know, the healthy food's expensive. Like this cardboard cracker is probably really expensive. That's the crazy part. Like, I mean, look at the box. You just know it's one of these expensive crackers. European einkorn wheat. There's healthy food that isn't too expensive. There is healthy food that isn't too expensive though. It's more a matter of expensive in time rather than money. Yeah, that's true. Um, trying to think, what's a good, healthy, cheap food and convenient? Okay, guys, I got something for you guys. Um, cheap, convenient, and healthy. Okay, hold on. Okay, honestly, the frozen broccoli from Costco isn't too bad. They have these little bags that you can just like defrost really quick. Um, grilled fish, frozen fish, if flash frozen, is not a bad way to go. You can like sous vide it, you know. It's somewhat affordable. You could get stuff at like $10 a pound. So that's like $5 a portion. Um, you could get like decent you could get decent fish at $10 a pound. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's it's stressful. to 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 cook fish and do all these things. $10 is a lot. $10 a pound is, but per pound, guys. That's not that bad per pound. Plus, you can get fish at $5 a pound. You can get fish at 2.99 a pound. Okay, get some tilapia at 2.99. Okay, that's not that bad. $10 a pound is okay. Okay, fine. It's not cheap, but I'm just saying you can get some pretty. Oh, okay, $10 a pound is a lot for food. All right, I know it's a lot, but I'm saying like this is the upper tier of high quality. I'm saying you could get very high quality fish at $10 a pound. All right. You listen to like guys, it's cheap for him. Oh my goodness, guys. Am I just delusional? Am I delusional? Guys, am I delusional? All right, fine. I'd rather fish for high quality fish. Oh my goodness. This dreamer cannot relate to the common man. Living in LA definitely skews a perception. Oh man, I was actually talking like $10 a pound was cheap. It's true. There was a period of my time in my life where $10 a pound was not cheap. All right, I admit. Um, Market price for fish isn't super bad and high quality. Looked it up at my local grocery store. I can't find any beef that cheap. $10 a pound seemed cheap. Okay. All right. Look, it's a mix. It's a mix. Um, what are you guys up to right now, by the way? Anyone doing anything interesting? Should I eat this? I should not. Should I eat this? Am I hungry? Everyone's on Cobblemon. Ooh. How's the server going? Uh, oh, dude, we're supposed to build our house. Should we jump on Cobblemon? Fish here. In Canada, there's a time of the year we can buy salmon from indigenous people. Ooh, that sounds legit. Man, I miss Cobblemon this week. Guys, have you guys tried logging into Cobblemon? Um, it's pretty cool. The whole server is working. I logged on last night a little bit, or 2 nights ago. No, last night. Um, getting the house ready for family coming to town. Yeah. Um, should we play Cobblemon? I don't know. One sec. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I logged on a couple days ago. Icelandic and Flip were very generous in helping get started. I'm be right back, guys. I'm back. Sorry, guys. What are you guys talking about? Okay, I decided to cook some food. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? All right, guys, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. What we need to do is we need to eat a snack. All right? What are you guys even talking about? We need to eat a snack. All right? We need to cook some beef and snack. What the heck is going on? All right, let's cook some food. Okay. I'd say that looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, we are done. We made our snack. Should we be eating this late? Probably not, but I didn't really eat that much earlier. Okay. Um, you're eating at midnight? Is this healthy, bro? No. Look, guys. What are we making? We made a beef and tortilla bowl. Okay. Um, this is as healthy as it gets, guys. All right. We added some tomatoes, some onions. The beef looked pink. That's great. Guys, this is a legit meal. This looks delicious. All right. That's the second cooking meal we've done so far. Wow, we're getting good at this. 32 cooking meals in one. Look at all this flavor. Okay. You put the beef on the chip, like this. This is legit cooking. No salsa? I kind of threw it in the beef. But I do have salsa. What are you guys going off on? This is legit cooking. Oh my goodness. No, look how tasty this is. Looks like dog food. No, guys, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is actual food, guys. Leslie said you cook really well. That's right, guys. You just got to experience it right there. And think about it, guys. She actually is eating like legit food. No, she has good taste. She knows what good food is. We can't use this streamer as a frame of reference though. Know my skills. Um, and she burnt lettuce. That's got to be some good lettuce. Blackened lettuce. I should have cooked more, actually. I guess I was a little hungry. Um, should we join this Minecraft thing? What are you guys doing on there? Should we do this? Can the server even handle that many people? How many people are on it right now? It's because she tried to put a whole sandwich in the air fryer. Wait, that's genius. Oh my goodness. Wait a second, guys. Oh, I also need to get test Among Us mod. Yeah, sorry about that, Opus. Um, all these things happened. We didn't get to try it. Um, there's 6 on, including me. Um, um, I have been, you know what it is? I just ended up working a bunch. So then sometimes when I work, okay, guys, so I'm working and oh, we we're gonna make some stuff. I don't know. I'm planning some streams, you know. I'm planning some things. Um um Wingstop, FNAF2 movie, Junie, Harry Potter, Audible ads. Thank you. Okay, okay. What's FNAF? Harry Potter Audible ads. Okay, it's always good to know. Wingstop. So these are the people that are paying us money. That's a lot of ads. All 5 of those? Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's. Is Five Nights at Freddy's a movie? I have no idea what that is. That's a game. Oh, turned into a movie. Searching again as a movie of it. Oh, okay. Um, wait. You know another thing that we could do though, guys? That it was really fun is we could play Overcooked. What do you think? Wouldn't Overcooked be fun? Is that an ad? Overcooked. We could play Overcooked. Well, okay, the reason I bring that up because Overcooked is more fun than Minecraft. Sometimes I hear Young is good at it. At Overcooked? Dude, that sounds actually fun to play with Young and Overcooked. Um, Let me just see. I gotta, let me, uh, let's see, let's see. How do I message? Um, how much does it cost? Overcooked. I don't even know. I think it's expensive. I don't think Overcooked is cheap. What's a Nintendo game? 25? Oh, that's not that bad. Is it? Wait, Overcooked 2? I mean, it's not like $6. Wait, original is 339. Okay, that's not expensive at all. I don't even know which version I have. It's free on PC. Played Up is a better game. Is Played Up the same as Overcooked? I have Game Pass. Played Up has better automation. They're very similar. Oh. Played Up is the one that Myung plays. Huh. I think I've Overcooked. I could play I could play Overcooked. Wait, guys. How how do I play Overcooked? How do I play Overcooked? Automation allows solo runs. Ah, it's tricky. Yeah, I need friends to play Overcooked. Um, I need friends to play Overcooked. I don't have Overcooked, but I am Overcooked. Does that count? I think a lot of us are Overcooked. Do you guys know anyone that's not Overcooked? I feel like everyone's a little overcooked, legit. There's like no normal. No one is like, you know, everyone's got some issues. I was undercooked. Um, does anyone have let me think. How do we assemble? How many players can you play on Overcooked with? I don't know how, maybe this is not quite the right thing. Nope, I'm just cooking. Um, I think 4. Also, only on Played Up. I don't want to buy Overcooked. Okay, fair, fair, fair. Fair, fair, fair. No, I want to play Overcooked. Should I play Minecraft? I guess I could do Minecraft. I don't know. Um, Nate, if you want to do Switch, you have to give a friend code out. That's a tricky part, right? Okay. Is that how that works? I have a game you'd be interested. If you're interested in a single player game. Okay. Played Up is a nice Twitch integration where chatters can. What? That's so cool. Hold on. Twitch chatters can act as a restaurant customers? Dude, we need to be playing Played Up. What's this? Hold up. Dude, that's awesome. How do you play played up? Okay, let's try it. Let's try played up. I've never played it. I gotta switch to the computer though. All right, let's try this. Let's try played up. Okay. Okay. Here's the thing, guys. I need to swap to my computer to play played up. It's on Game Pass. Okay. We should be toxic. That's what we should do. Let's do toxic playing. That's more fun. Okay. What I need to do is I need to swatch to my computer. One moment, guys. It's gonna break the stream. Right? I just press stop and start, right? Okay. We'll just try this. 3, 2, 1.